Yes.
You said, quote, assault weapons may be banned because they're extraordinarily dangerous and are not appropriate for legitimate self-defense purposes, close quote. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
So I am not a gun expert, and at the time, that brief, I think, was about 10 years.
You were giving the court advice about, say, ban assault weapons. What is? You told the court you were an expert. Just tell me what you wanted to ban.
I don't remember the exact definition of assault weapons in the ordinance that was at issue.
In yet another explosive Senate Judiciary hearing, Senator John Kennedy delivers a scathing takedown of a Democrat judicial nominee who wants to ban so-called assault weapons, but can't even define what they are. What begins as a routine questioning turns into a public unraveling, exposing the dangerous vagueness behind anti-gun rhetoric and the alarming trend of political activism cloaked in judicial robes. The clash begins with Senator Kennedy raising a decade-old appellate court brief. The nominee, a former law firm partner, signed the document in support of the Brady Center, advocating for a ban on assault weapons. Kennedy points out the obvious. You weren't just involved, you signed that brief. Let's dive in.
Let me ask you, when you were a partner in your law firm, you volunteered to write a brief on behalf of the Brady Center. You wrote the brief, and this is what you said. You volunteered for this. You weren't being paid. Is that right?
This was a pro bono case that one of my partners brought in, yes.
You said, quote, assault weapons may be banned because they're extraordinarily dangerous and are not appropriate for legitimate self-defense purposes, close quote. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Just to clarify there, I was local counsel. Our Supreme...
Yeah, but you wrote the brief. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
Senator Kennedy, actually, I did not write the brief. The brief was written by...
You signed the brief, though, didn't you?
Correct. I signed the brief.
When you sign a brief, you're testifying to the court that everything in it is true, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're your words in terms of the court, right?
Well, you're correct, Senator Kennedy.
Okay.
I would never
Tell
sign...
me what you meant by assault weapons.
So I am not a gun expert, and at the time, that brief, I think, was about 10 years...
You were giving the court advice about, say, ban assault weapons. What is... You told the court you were an expert. Just tell me what you wanted to ban.
Senator, sitting here today, as I said, I did not write that brief. I was local counsel.
Sign the brief.
I understand. At the time...
Tell me what you wanted to ban. That's all I want to know, Judge.
I don't remember the exact definition of assault weapons in the ordinance that was at issue.
So you submitted a brief to an appellate brief, you signed it, and you don't know what, and you said abolish assault weapons, and you don't know what you wanted them to abolish?
Senator, at the time that I signed the brief, I read the brief because our Supreme Court required an Illinois bar member to sign the brief. I was not responsible for researching the content.
You were responsible for the brief.
Absolutely, absolutely. And sitting here today, I do not remember the characteristics of that were cited in the ordinance for the assault weapons ban. It's not an area of practice that I have specialized in. I'm sure 10 years ago I could have answered your question.
And
but
Judge,
sitting here today,
you think you deserve to be promoted with this record?
Senator, I stand by my record. I stand by my record.
Senator Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to you and your...
The nominee tries to shift focus, bringing up her broader legal experience and commitment to fairness. But Kennedy's not interested in a resume recital. He wants honesty, clarity, responsibility. And in this moment, all three are missing. This isn't just a courtroom sparring match. It's a warning shot about judicial activism and the risks of political appointees cloaked in legal authority. Kennedy knows that when terms like assault weapon go undefined, it opens the door to banning nearly anything, from handguns to hunting rifles. And the nominee's inability to define the very thing she once wanted banned proves his point. Vague laws lead to broad overreach, and liberty pays the price. Senator Kennedy's grilling wasn't just tough, it was necessary. In an age where ideological agendas often override logic and facts, the American people deserve judges who know the law, not ones who bend it to suit the moment. If you believe in protecting constitutional rights, demanding transparency, and holding powerful people accountable, then this moment was more than a clash. It was a win for common sense. Like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more unfiltered moments from the halls of power.